What's going on, guys? Hope everything's well for you. In my Instagram DMs, a number of times now I've gotten these messages that ask me how I'm able to speak so clearly, so concisely, so articulately, theoretically. And you know, I never saw myself as a person who spoke well. Oftentimes when I go into making a YouTube video, I've scripted out nearly everything I want to say, and I've sometimes rehearsed it multiple times, and then I go into the video and I sort of pretend as if I'm coming up with the idea for the first time. But oftentimes when I do come across as extremely articulate, it's because there's been some planning involved. But in my time as an actor and as someone who has to speak with clients on a regular basis, I have come up with a few strategies that I've come across or just implemented that have been really helpful in coming across as extremely clear, extremely cogent. And so in this video I just want to share three tricks, three techniques that you can implement that'll very efficiently, very quickly make you come across as someone who speaks extremely clearly. The first thing to do is tongue twisters. This has been game-changing, man. When I first started doing tongue twisters, before that I would just stumble with my words all the time and I would just can't get it out. And after I started learning a handful of tongue twisters and then implementing them, just going into a meeting, going into an audition, whatever it is, it has made a world of difference in how articulate I sound. I definitely stutter much less and I stumble with my words far less. Just to demonstrate, I'll run through a number of the tongue twisters I do before I make any YouTube video and before I go out in the world, before I have to give any presentation or do any client interaction stuff. Here's what I say. Toy boat. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. That's the easiest one. But you will find that you'll stumble on it at first. 6 thick thistle sticks. 6 thick thistle sticks. Aluminum, linoleum, linoleum, aluminum. Aluminum, linoleum, linoleum, aluminum. This one you can like kind of look at your hands and do red leather, yellow leather, yellow leather, red leather. I struggle with that one. I struggle with my L's and my R's. But red leather, yellow leather, yellow leather, red leather. Red leather, yellow leather, yellow leather, red leather. 3 gray geese in the green grass grazing, gray were the geese and green was the grass. 3 gray geese in the green grass grazing, gray were the geese and green was the grass. Just say 3 gray geese. Oftentimes you'll start out by saying 3 gray geese or 3 gay geese, but it's 3 gray geese in the green grass grazing, gray were the geese and green was the grass. She sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. You know New York, you need New York, you know you need unique New York. And here's the longest one. A lot of actors probably know this one really well. To sit in solemn silence in a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. Big black block, short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. I still can't do that one that fast. So those were just a handful of the tongue twisters that I go through. Even now, having just done them, I can sense that, you know, there's a lot more clarity. I'm not stumbling as much with my words. I'm able to get it out much better. This is game changing. You really should try tongue twisters on a daily basis. And when you go out in the world, if you're on a date, if you're interacting with clients, if you have to give a presentation, if you've got an audition, whatever it might be, it will definitely help you speak with so much more clarity. The second thing to do is to sing. Now, I'm not a good singer, but I'm just gonna demonstrate it. It might be a little cringy. You want to sing that taps into your lower register, the baritone in your voice, or whatever the lower range of your vocal cords is, and something that's higher up. So, I mean, I like to sing in Hindi. So, Nit Khair Manga soneya mein teri dua na koi aur mangda. Tere khair ch veer hoy meri dua na koi aur mangda. Let's sing something that's a little lower. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Alright, so I hit something that's a little higher register, a little lower in my very 5 out of 10 singing voice. But even if you're a bad singer, man, just get out there and before you have to do something, sing a little bit. It'll loosen you up, it'll make you more free, it'll help you stop taking yourself so seriously. And you know what, it's good to do things that you're not necessarily great at. It's good to be a little loose with things because you can have more flow and more play. And singing, both in your lower register and a little higher, it'll just help you tap into all the timbre in your voice, all the range of tonality, and it just makes your voice come across as so much more attractive. So the first exercise is for clarity. Those tongue twisters make your words sound incredibly pointed, sharp, you know, right on the money. And singing, it just kind of frees me up and it helps me tap into my lower register and the beauty that is in one's voice, tap into all the full range of expression in those vocal cords. And the last thing to do is something that I sort of taught myself from the TV show Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're a 90s kid like me, you probably grew up on the show. It's super corny, which is exactly what I love.
It's time!
But in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a character who is a young boy, essentially, and he's got the spirit of an Egyptian pharaoh who sometimes taps into him. And when Yugi turns into the pharaoh, his voice drops very deeply. He becomes so much more muscular in his energy, so much more attractive, and he comes across as just this force of confidence. And so what I like to do is, what is your own inner pharaoh? Tap into that a little bit, play pretend, and try to internalize, try to embody this sense of, like, now we're on. I guess it's just forcing yourself to make that click. So as a third part of this exercise, I know it's kind of silly, but I pretend I'm Yugi turning into the pharaoh. I sort of go through this play pretend, this act as if manifestation routine almost, where I just pretend I am this other thing. I just take a deep breath, and I just tell myself, I speak well. And when I speak, people want to hear me. And you just go into that space a little bit, and I'll just let you know the words will come out so much better. And even if you do stumble with your words a little bit, and you stumble to express yourself, you'll find that more when you just say, hey, I am this. I'm the pharaoh now. And so those are my 3 tips. Tongue twisters, singing, even if you're not very good, man, just go for it. Who cares? Let's not try to be perfect here. Let's just try to express ourselves honestly, because your expression, your ability to communicate, your ability to express what is within you, what's in your heart, your feelings, your emotions, your logic, all of that, man, it taps into the world receiving you. And people don't need perfection from you. They just need to hear your authentic voice. And when you get to that place, you'll get more opportunities. You'll be way more impressive in your meetings, with your client interactions. In sales, you'll be such a more persuasive salesman if you're able to tap into the full range of your expression, all the timbre in your vocal cords, all that tonality within you, and if you're able to articulate those concepts really clearly, and then also go into that space where you just say, I am this thing. For those of us who are willing to express ourselves honestly, clearly, and well, to us I say, greatness is coming. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new here and you liked it, consider subscribing, and I'll see you Wednesday. Cheers.
दुआ ना कोई होर मंगदी नित खैर मंगा सोनिया मैं तेरी दुआ ना कोई होर मंगदी दुआ ना कोई होर मंगदी तेरे पैरां च अखीरू होवे